Fit India series on Ace the Sales podcast. Join your host Roshni Baronia as she goes behind the scenes on what sells and how to sell in the fitness and wellness industry. Listen in to learn and leap ahead in your business.
Hello there, I'm so happy you have joined me in this conversation with my guest Bhavya Gandhi, who is based out of Kolkata, runs her Facebook community The Happy Mommy, is a body positivity influencer and puts up an online store at Amazon to sell plus size fashion. I will be discussing with her about how one can earn as a health and wellness influencer, because here's the thing. On social media, you can gain followers, but to build a community that trusts you and selling to them is a different ballgame altogether. So stay with me as I discuss with Bhavya as to how she became an influencer and how does she sell as an influencer in the health and wellness space. But before I bring her to the mic, a quick reminder to follow Ace the Sales podcast on wherever you are listening it, because it helps us to take this conversation to many more entrepreneurs like yourself, and it will be good karma for you, right? So now let's get hearing from Bhavya. Hello Bhavya, welcome to Ace the Sales podcast.
Hi. Hi, Roshni. Thank you so much for inviting me over to your
Yeah.
podcast. I'm looking forward to having a lovely
Yes,
conversation.
same here, because yes, people are dazzled by Instagram influencers, and I'm having this fangirl moment myself that yes, I'm talking to an influencer. So yes, feels good. So I noticed one thing, Bhavya, in your bio also, that you are a mommy influencer turned advocate for body positivity and plus size fashion. So how did that happen? First becoming an influencer and then shifting gears to becoming a plus size fashion advocate. How that happened?
Roshni, honestly, I started my career as a content creator when it was pandemic. Because when the pandemic hit, I was stuck at home with two very young children. My elder one was 1.5 years old, and my younger one was barely 3, 4 months. So competing with everything and keeping them engaged, especially my elder one who was literally a toddler and had so much energy in her. I couldn't take her out. There were no preschools. Nothing was possible for me to do. So to and like my kids have never been addicted to television or say gadgets or something. So I used to try and not introduce her with to these gadgets during those times. So with whatever was available at home, I used to do DIY activities, and my elder one was very interested in arts and crafts. So I used to do different activities with her regarding art and craft. So everything I used to manage at home without giving her the cell phone. So a lot of her friends, parents used to ask me like, how do you do that? Because we have no options but to give phone to the child, because genuinely there was nothing much you could do at that time. So it was a genuine concern. So I started making videos and sending it to them. Then my husband told me that, if you are doing something which is helping you as a mom, why don't you put it online? Because that time Instagram and everything was quite new. Not a lot of people were doing that. So I started putting my posts on Instagram, and I also started a community on Facebook called The Happy Mommy, because like I was a first time
Yeah.
mom with my first one, and there was no one around me. We live in a nuclear family, so I had to literally learn, read, ask fellow moms, and bring my elder one up. And there were a lot of things, a lot of challenges a mom faces, especially when they were a first time mom and there's no one around to guide you, like what
Yeah.
to do, because you get paranoid with every little thing. A little sneeze also paranoids you
Yeah.
up to, like, you can't even imagine
And
that.
if you ask
So
people,
I started
everyone gives different advice, and then you get all the more confused.
exactly. So yes. So what I did is I thought that why not use the social media, and I started the community where I used to send requests and add people who are either new moms or are experienced moms, because like me, other new moms are also facing similar problems. So then we started building a community, and luckily now we are more than 9,000
Wow.
members in the it's a closed
Yeah.
private community.
And
Only
you
moms
did
and women
this
can
all
join.
by yourself, like without any
Yes,
external
it's all
help.
by myself. I learned the ropes through my learning, because there were like initially it was a public group. Then I saw every random person is joining, and every not good things are happening. So then I closed the group. I made it a private group. I sorted out every member, each and every one, manually, because tab to itna sab tha nahi, so
Right,
many tools
right.
to help you out. So
But
that's how
so
I
how
started the
much time you were
community.
investing in like curating this community, just
See, when
filtering
I
out people?
started the community, I did it in 2017 when my elder one was
Okay.
born. So if that time my only work was my child and my
Yeah.
home, because prior to that I used to work. So I have been working for over 15 years. So like I started working very young. So then sitting at home and look, when the child is very young, you barely have anything much to
Yeah.
do. Then just take care of them. They are either sleeping or
Sleeping,
eating.
eating, pooping, that's
So
the
then
only
I
thing they are doing.
Yes, that is their routine, exactly. So nothing much to do. So then I started the community, and initially I used to give a lot of time because my child was young, I didn't have much to do. But as she grew up, the timings were very less. So maybe an hour or two later on,
Okay.
but initially I used to spend 5, 6 hours per
Wow.
day because I myself was learning through
Right.
doing that. So adding my close, my friends and family first, then asking them to add their friends and family, and then Facebook started recommending our group because of the conversations and all, and then we started getting organic leads, organic members. So that is how it started. And once you have a organic growth, then brands also start reaching you out for
Right.
promotions. So all of that stuff, I had no clue that
So you
these stuff
never
can be done
run
online,
ads
honestly.
for your
No.
community. Okay.
No, you can't run
Out for
ads of
community.
community
And
on Facebook.
how
No,
much
you
time
can't
you are
run.
now currently investing in community
Currently, I
management?
invest at least 3 to 4 hours weekly
Wow.
because now it is like an
Super.
autopilot mode. Because yes, I get brand deals automatically because brands have worked with me priorly, so they know that we are organic group. And what's the best about Facebook is there is a little less bot activity on Facebook than it is on Instagram, according to my personal
Oh, that's a
experience.
very
And
important
especially
point
when it comes
because
to
yes, people are
yeah,
moving to
especially when it comes
Instagram
to
now,
community,
but they are not realizing this
exactly.
fact. Okay.
Nay, the organic growth is there on Facebook, according to me, because I see the bot activities are very minimal. And especially when you run a community which is a closed group and manually monitored, there is very less chance of having any bots or any fake profiles and
Right.
everything. So the brand trust is also way more on
Right.
communities because it's a genuine one. You're reaching your end customer
Right.
technically. Because if you are, say, kids health drink brand or a kids nutrition brand, then you are directly reaching
Right.
to the moms. And whereas on Instagram and others, you don't know who's actually your end consumer,
Exactly.
who's watching
And
your
these
ad. You don't
these
know that.
people are personally curated by you, so the credibility is
Yes,
definitely
yes.
there. So when you
Exactly, because we verify each profile before adding them in as a member in the group because we don't want anyone getting misled led because nowadays a lot of promotions are happening, like people join and then they
yeah,
do, like do
self
give us
promotion.
this amount
Yeah.
of money, we'll give you a job. So we don't want things like
Oh.
that. So that is why I make very sure that even if we have a handful of members, they have to be genuine. We can't be enrolling
I think
bots.
that's one of the prime aspects of maintaining and running a community. Thanks for
True,
sharing
true,
that.
true.
So, when you say brand deals and brands started approaching you, so how did you evaluate that? What kind of a brand you should associate yourself with? And then, how did you develop a promotional strategy or brand integration strategy in your community? Because I believe this was all very new to you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you come from that background or marketing background or not, but just to navigate through all of this stuff can be quite overwhelming. So, how did you manage all that?
Yes. See, honestly, I had been working for a share broking firm for over a
Okay,
decade. So I used to do sales there. I used to do
super.
everything. So I basically knew what brands are and how you build a brand and how you pitch a sale and everything. So that I was trained for. So what happened is initially, actually, I was not aware that online also you can do ad campaigns and you can do brand promotions and earn from that. That was quite new to me. So when I stumbled upon it, there was a agency. I don't know if you have heard it of no, if of it or not. It is Conversite. So the Conversite was the medium through which brand approached the communities because Facebook community is a very secure thing. Not many people are doing that. You won't hear a lot of people having Facebook
Right.
communities. So it was a very small niche. So the Conversite people used to add us. They used to onboard
Okay.
us, and then they used to give us brand deals.
Okay.
They still do. I'm still working with Conversite. It's been
Okay.
over 5, 6
Okay.
years. So that is how we used to get brandings. But now the question is that how do you know that which brand to collaborate with? Because
Yes,
that is your call if you
exactly.
want to do or not. A brand may approach you, but it's your call if you want to collaborate or not. So I try to be very true to my community. Like I will not take up a campaign which is not resolution. It does not resonate with my
Mm-hmm.
audience. Like I will not be taking something like completely out of the
Hmm.
box, like maybe a men's clothing brand or a men's grooming. It doesn't work for my
Hmm.
community because there are women and there are children in my community. It is
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
women and
Hmm. Hmm.
children. So I take up things which are basically more related to kids, because that is how, see, even we need to know so many things which we don't know
Hmm.
before. Like pehle we were not so sure about, like, sugar, how much sugar should we give to our
Yeah.
child, or what oil. So all this all happened with the social media in
Yes.
growing in us, our
And
daily life.
especially with
So with
something
that,
to consume, people are becoming more and more aware about what
exactly,
goes behind
exactly. So
the
you don't want to
description.
promote something which doesn't
Yes.
actually you are not giving your
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
So I always believe in that. That, see, money comes and goes. Honestly, as long as you are honest to your work, as long as you are honest to your audience, everyone's gonna support you. And trust me, when you are have a community, and when you have a social media presence, that's what I feel. There are numerous ways through which you can earn. You just don't need brands to give you money to
Hmm.
earn. There are numerous ways you can earn. Genuinely, you can earn, and you can support yourself. Start supporting yourself, and the family comes in
Hmm.
later.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe in.
Absolutely.
And I have been independent since I was, 14 or 15. So it was very difficult for me to give up my job completely and then, ask
Yes,
other people
exactly.
for
And
money.
that
That
actually
was
that's
not
very
happening to me.
inspiring that uh, amidst the pandemic, as a new mom, you were able to figure out ways to earn. So that
Yes.
is like very, very commendable. So great.
Yes, but it all happened accidentally to me, honestly speaking. I was not looking for that.
Yes.
I was looking for support because I wanted the support as a new mom.
Yes.
And eventually, maybe because my intentions were pure, I stumbled upon a revenue
Yes,
making
yes.
thing. So,
If we talk about the content, you said that you started creating content which was helpful for yourself, for your friends, family, and all of those things. So, what was your way of, like, how does this content stickiness with people happen? Because I think for any influencer to just gain that position is that their content has to resonate with a certain group of people. So how did you
true.
find that sweet spot?
See, honestly speaking, when I started, there were not a very lot of people doing this,
Hmm.
especially when it came to the niche which I had started in, which was mom influencing.
Hmm.
There were only a handful people
Right.
doing that, and what I was providing were activities which were gadget free, which were
Okay.
screen time free, and which involved you and your child with the items which are available at home. Because pandemic, mein you couldn't go out
Right.
and get anything.
Okay.
So I used to use cardboards. I used to use, I used to make weighing scales with them, and we used to
Okay.
do DIY experiments and stuff which you could do with a toddler. Because
Okay.
I had a toddler, so I had no experience how to handle the
Hmm.
elder
Hmm.
kids.
Hmm.
So I used to only make content around my
Okay.
experience, like how I used to do.
Okay.
And then my daughters were. Then I started something where I used to give, like, my elder daughter, she had eczema related issues. She has very
Hmm.
dry
Hmm.
skin.
Hmm.
So then I started sharing my experience and how I handle it, or what products I use. And then that also I started receiving a lot of positive reviews, because a lot of moms were struggling
Yes.
because their child's skin were dry, and little home remedies which I used to do. So I basically started sharing my personal experience, which was very
Hmm.
organic. It was not gimmicky. It was not anything which I don't do with my child. So, like, small remedies like how to battle cough and cold, wo sarson ka tel bana ke, how do I apply it on my
Hmm.
child. So all those things I started sharing and started resonating with my
Okay.
audience. And as in when my audience grew, and you will be surprised, more than the Indians audience. Initially when I started, I used to get more appreciation with the US
Oh my,
audience.
okay.
I Most of my
so
followers
this,
were not from
so they
India.
were like
They were
interested
from
in home
outside.
remedies? Wow. Wow.
Yes, they were very interested in home remedies.
Interesting.
Like, how do you do? And they used to DM me, like, if there was one activity which I did with
Hmm.
popsicles. So then others who used to recreate it, they used to tag me on their Instagram stories. That time I had what, 2,000 followers or something on
And now
Instagram,
how many you
and they
have?
used to tag me. Now I have
Wow,
78.
super. Super.
So then they used to tag me, and then they used to share my story. So it was all new for me. I don't know what was tagging. I don't know what was sharing. And that time reels had just come.
Okay, so
When
I
I
think you were
started,
in
reels was
the
also
right
not there.
spot in the right moment because,
Exactly.
yeah,
That time was
catching on
exactly that
Instagram
was only
reel
long
effect
format
was
then.
like something that worked for
True.
you.
Reel was not there.
Yeah,
That was only long
yeah,
format. And eventually Reels
yeah,
came. So I started learning when Instagram was growing.
growing.
So what happened is when I started, not many people were
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah,
So I gained popularity quite early.
yeah,
Like even I didn't know what was
yeah,
happening to me. But then it started going on and people started liking and
yeah,
people started
yeah,
connecting. And as my kids grew, when you asked me about body positivity, what I would really want to tell you about that is I have been a healthy child since
mm,
childhood. And I have heard what not. You will not
yes,
get married, you will not
yes,
be able to conceive, you will not be able to have children, you will not be able to do this, you will not be able to find a guy, and what not. I have not
yes,
heard.
yes,
So, when God blessed me with two daughters, I thought if I have a voice, if even 10 people are hearing me through this, I would really want to tell them I understand your, thing that your daughter has to be a perfect size or a perfect shape, but trust me, that doesn't happen. I didn't have a
yeah,
problem
yeah,
getting married. I didn't have problem conceiving children at all. Most of these are myths. I
yes.
understand people might have been facing, but personally, my health was good. I am chubby since childhood. That is
Yes,
how my
yes.
body is. I can't
This is
change that.
interesting that
So
you
I
say
started voicing out.
because like you said that you were always sharing whatever was authentic, whatever you are experiencing in your
True.
life, right? And regarding body positivity also, you said that it is your personal experience. Like I also, like now I have taken care of my health and reduced weight, but as a child I was also obese, so I have gone through that phase of body shaming, and
True.
it like broke my self esteem, and
It breaks you
it
down,
took a
sure.
long time for me to regain that confidence, and still it is a struggle for me to just embrace the body I have the way it is. But in spite of having gone through that experience, I didn't feel that this is something that I need to very openly talk about. So what made you uh, go ahead and talk about it, because I believe with the niche that you were working on, which you said that of course it was about toddlers, how to take care of them, and home remedies, and all the stuff that you were doing to take care of your daughters. Along that, to bring in this element of body positivity, why and how?
See, honestly, dear, I'll tell you why it happened. I was dealing with my body image issues and everything. I've been dealing it
Yeah.
since childhood. What started happening was I posted a lot of content with my elder
Okay.
daughter because she's very camera savvy, and my younger one is a little shy. And so I used to do make a lot of content with my elder one. Now, my elder one is a little dark and she's a little short for her age. That is because that is how her parents are. My
Yes.
husband is a little dark and we both are short. We are not very
Yeah.
tall. So technically my child is going to be the same. So now people started commenting on that.
Oh,
And that is when I thought that it is time I should speak about it, because today if I shut
wow.
up, tomorrow my
So
kids
you
are
took a
going to
stand.
go through the body
Super.
shaming and all,
Mm.
which I went through. And I see at when we were growing up, our parents were not so, that time social media wasn't there. So our parents were not so proactive, were not so socially active to, raise their voice regarding some things. So we went by. But I don't want my
Mm.
children to grow up in an environment where people are judging them because of their appearance.
Yes.
What they should be judging them was is for their capabilities.
Yes.
So I started voicing out and I started talking about my body issues and my take on body
Mm.
shaming. And I believe me, my elder one is just 7 years old now, but I have taught her to be confident in how she's and what she's from since she was five
Mm.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want her to feel, you
Right.
know, bad about anything,
Absolutely.
because it's not her choice how it, and it's not only for my daughter, it is for every daughter, every son, everybody in this world. You cannot control the way you look,
Mm.
so accept it and nourish it. I'm not saying don't eat healthy, I'm not saying kuch bhi kha lo, have junk and grow fat. I'm not
Yes.
advocating that. What I'm advocating is some things which are not in your hand, like the skin color, like your appearance. Try to make yourself better, but you cannot change the basics of your
DNA,
DNA. That
exactly,
is there. जो
exactly.
है वो है
Hmm,
यार,
hmm,
accept
hmm,
it
hmm.
and move on.
That is very
So that is
important,
what
like
made me.
acceptance of who you are, like the just be in love with the
Exactly.
person you are seeing in the mirror. That's the first step. So
Exactly.
so true.
I तो advocate love
Yes.
yourself. दुनिया बाद में
Yes,
आती है यार, पहले खुद
yes,
से प्यार कर लो.
absolutely, absolutely. That's a great message, and I love the fact that you stood up for your own girls and
Yes,
yourself,
बिल्कुल.
and you chose to do this through the same platform, same page, like
Yes.
the same handle that you were talking about your mom journey. You started talking about body positivity. Is that right?
Body
So now,
positive.
when the brand
Yes.
deals come in, you still do those deals for your mommy influencer thing, or you have now moved to the body positivity brand deals also?
See, I am still, if you say for my Instagram page, only I am doing this body
Okay.
positivity thing. Apart from that, my Facebook community is still about mom and
Okay,
children.
okay. So you
That I
engage
not
with both
changed.
kinds of brand on different
Yes, I
platforms.
engage with both
Okay,
kinds.
okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
And as far as the brand deals for Instagram goes, I do all kinds of whichever is resonating with my page.
yes,
I still post body positivity content and I still post my mom's journey.
super.
I have mixed. I post about my life. It is not about a particular niche. It is about my
Okay,
life. What I do with my life, what I do with my kids, what I do with personally, what are my thoughts regarding everything. That is all my page is
okay,
all about.
okay. Great.
So anything which appeals to me will be on my page.
So, when you negotiate with the brands, how easy or difficult it is for you to work around with them on pricing? Because I think that is one thing
Yeah,
brands is are very picky
that's the
about,
very
and
tricky part.
the analytics. Like I'm sure they look at the like behind the scenes analytics, engagement, all of those things. So, what is the kind
Insights.
of conversation you have with brands, and how do you address them? How do you convince them to work with you on those fronts?
See, Jay, I'll tell you honestly, nowadays brands directly don't
Okay.
approach, or at least they don't approach me
Okay.
directly. There are usually PRs. So PR firms will approach you. Now you have to negotiate with the PR and you have to be very stern with them
Okay.
because they will try to downplay the pay scale they have and
Yeah.
something, and they'll try to close you as minimum as possible. This has happened to me very long. एक साल पहले I got the real figures of how much should I be charging and everything,
Acha.
because nobody is teaching you all this. You have to
Exactly,
learn it,
exactly.
learn through
That's why we
ropes.
are here to
So
learn
you
from
have
you.
to. Yes, yes, that's why I'm being very candid. I'm being very open about it. एक साल पहले तक even I didn't know how to quote it, so I used to just randomly quote. But then I understood that my page has a value, my reach has a value, my brand name, and initially what I used to do, I'll be honest to you, I used to do all kinds of collaborations because I didn't know what to pick and choose. तो मेरे को जो समझ में आता था मैं सब ले लेती थी, मैं सब प्रमोट कर देती थी. But then eventually what I saw is, I myself realized this, nobody told me this, but in my page there are consecutively 6 ads, and then there is one content of mine. Then again there are 6 ads, and then again there is one content of mine, which I myself felt very bad. That anyone who's landing on my page is only seeing ads. They are not seeing who I am. They are only seeing what I am promoting. So I started feeling very bad about it. And what I started doing is I limited the amount of deals I'm doing.
Okay.
I did only one deal, but I do it very nice.
Okay, so you mean
I give
instead
it my
of doing small
100%.
tickets brand in
Yes.
volume, you are doing one
Exactly. And
premium.
not only small ticket brands, there are many. When I used to do barter
Okay,
also,
okay, okay.
because PR, you don't know the value of
Yeah,
content you're
yeah.
providing. So you are just, I didn't know. मेरे को तो जो मिलता था I used to do. But then I thought that no, what I am doing is, that is below, before I reach 50k followers. Once I reached 50k followers, I started understanding that no, I have to give value to my content.
Okay.
My content is what is bringing me bread and butter. The ads are not bringing me bread
Right.
and butter. My content is through which I am reaching people. From people is where I am reaching the brands. So if I skip the people part and I go directly from brand and hope, that is not going to work for a long period of
Right.
time. So I started concentrating on my work, and eventually what happened is, जो छोटे छोटे brands जो like a barter कर लो, 200 कम में कर लो, that all started going
Vanishing
away because I
themselves.
stopped
Okay,
paying it to them.
super.
Yes, they vanished altogether. Now the sustainable brands who genuinely want to pay you for your work, only
Yeah.
they stay.
So can you
And I
can you
stopped
give us
underpaying
an
myself.
understanding of what this price range looks like earlier and now?
See, yes, it depends on your followers, your
Okay.
niche, and your capabilities of your insights, how many people you are reaching, and what kind of content are you providing. Now, see, many a times what happens is some people who even do phone shoots have got beautiful output of
Okay.
video. Similarly, if someone who's doing professional shoot, who's paying the photographer for that work, they will charge a little extra because they have to also pay the photographer.
Right. Right.
So you can negotiate both way depending on how comfortable you are, what kind of and I don't say you have to use fancy gadgets. You can use minimum gadgets, and you can do. I only have one tripod and only have my phone. I don't have any other. I don't use ring lights. I don't use anything. I just use this only. So through this, you can create content. Pehle apna you make your base. Once you reach a proper place, once you reach a proper height, then you start doing brand deals. Then you project yourself, value yourself. Don't undervalue yourself. I have undervalued myself for years,
Yes.
and now I finally understood my capabilities, and now I quote
Yeah. So
accordingly.
what do you
So
charge right now? Like
see, it varies from
approximate
brand to brand. Minimum, I take 25,000
per
per
reel.
reel from the
Okay.
brand, depending, and that I do usually phone shoots. But if there is, and Pella, I didn't know that if you visit a place, you can charge for that too, or you can charge for travel. I didn't
So
know
the
all
PR
this. Now I
agency
know
that
that. So
was working with you, they didn't guide
they
you?
don't tell you.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
no, no. They don't tell anybody because you
It's
are
not in
quoting
the
low.
interest.
So they are quoting 2x and giving it to the brand.
Yes.
So the remaining amount is there, na?
Yes.
So why will they
Yes.
tell
Yes.
you? Because you will be then taking the huger part of the
Right.
cake. So they don't want that. So usually PR will not tell you or not guide you. So
Okay.
this is why I'm telling you that you can quote for everything. Photographer का भी वो लोग देंगे, but you have to ask. You have to ask. If you don't ask, then nobody is going to give you money.
Exactly.
That I've realized much later. So I'm telling you all that
So the
ask.
listeners and the viewers
पूछने में
should
कुछ नहीं जाता.
know this, that until unless you ask,
Yes.
you won't get it. So please ask,
Nobody's giving you
and
anything.
factor in everything that you are doing, not just the shoot or the content, but
Exactly.
all the
It has to be
peripherals
your
and the
time.
logistics. If you're buying a
Exactly.
new
It should be your
dress, all
time
of
and
that,
everything.
right?
Yes, yes. Like if anyone is asking me for professional shoot, then the cost will go up.
Exactly.
So minimum तो इसके नीचे नहीं करना है, and don't go below that. And trust me, if your value is good, if your reach is good, if your content is good, brands pay. And trust me, brands want to pay.
Okay.
As this is a myth that brand doesn't want to pay. Brand will pay if you are justifying the cost you are
Okay.
asking for.
Okay. So, like Bhavya, you said that in addition to brand deals, there are many other avenues to earn money or make money as an influencer. Right. And
Yes. So there are a lot of
yeah,
ways.
so like I see that you have an Amazon storefront for plus size fashion. So how did that idea come to you that you should do this, and what other monetization channels you have?
Okay, so Amazon storefront was also a coincidence for me because I had a blog. I used to have a blog on WordPress, and now I'm unable to maintain it. So since 1 year I've scrapped that idea. But initially I had a blog. I used to write blogs, and I used to sell my blogs. There were many companies for whom I used to write. But then I eventually realized that if I write so well, and that time we didn't have chat GPT and all, I used to manually write it. So I used to do that. So then I started a blog for myself on WordPress. Through that, I came to know about Google Ads. So then I applied for Google Ads, and my Google Ads also got approved at one go, which is very rare. Google Ad takes time to get approved. So my Google Ad also got approved at one go. And then someone approached me for Amazon influencer. I got an email from Amazon saying that there's this influencer program if you want to enroll in that. I had no clue what Amazon influencer was, but I just went ahead and I created my storefront, and it got blue ticked and everything. And then through watching through YouTube videos and all, I learned how to use those links, because that time what used to happen is that time we didn't have Instagram and all that wish link vagera. So there you had to put in whatever product I was using for my blog. I used to go find it on Amazon and add those link on my page.
Storefront. Okay.
So if anybody clicked, it would go to the Amazon page, and they would buy. If they buy that, I used to get earn a commission.
Yes.
That is how it used to work there. So that is how my Amazon storefront started actually. And then eventually
And
I was
this you
unable to
started in
maintain
which
the
year?
blog.
Oh, okay,
2017.
okay, okay, okay.
2017 with my Instagram journey, I started because that time I was writing blogs for other
Right.
people and I was selling my blogs. So then I thought that why not, if I'm writing two for others, I can write one for myself. So I used to write it like that. So one I used to post on my page and two I used to
Okay.
sell, whatever the
Okay.
topics were. So that is how I started it. So one, you can write blogs and sell them and you can earn money from that. So that is one way you can earn. Secondly, I used to earn through this Amazon showfront. I still earn from my Amazon showfront because now I've shifted my, now since the blog is closed, I use those for my Instagram. I share Instagram links on my stories. So if anyone is going and buying from there, I earn from there. And there are other things also, like there's a wish link karke, there's an app on which you can, if you're an influencer, they'll onboard
Okay.
you and you will have your own account. वहाँ पे you can do wish link, मतलब you can have affiliated links for Myntra, for Meesho, for Ajio.
Okay.
So say if I'm wearing this dress and if this dress is from Myntra, I can put this link on Wishlink, that Myntra link on Wishlink. Now Wishlink will give you an affiliate link.
Okay.
You can post it on your Instagram and on your other social media.
Wow.
If anyone buys that dress, you earn the said amount of commission. There are different slabs, you can go and check them out and you earn that. So that is one passive way of making money. And trust me, these people pay good. Matlab, it's good, yeah. You're just putting a story, and if anyone is buying, you're
Yeah.
getting a commission out of that. What is wrong in that?
Exactly.
According to me, they pay
Exactly.
pretty well. So through that I earn. Then we recently, and Instagram also time and again gives you a lot of opportunities to earn. Like they have started this reel bonus through which if you have got set amount of views, you get paid for that. So reel bonus was there, and there are like multiple ways you can earn. Now brand deals are there, you earn from that. You go to a store visit, you earn from that. If you are doing any reposting for brands, you earn from that. These you can, if you're good at something, like say if you're a cook, you're good at cooking, you can take your master classes, you can earn from
Right.
that. So there are numerous ways you
Right.
can earn
And
from.
this sounds so refreshing and encouraging that as a smart influencer, you have such multiple revenue channels.
Yes,
So,
yes, you.
but how do you manage across all of these? Because of course you've got two kids to handle, and like how much time it takes, how much effort it takes from your side to just manage all these channels.
Honestly, I'll say I'm a little blessed in this area. A, because my husband is very
Okay.
supportive, so he's a very hands-on dad. I don't have to do everything for my kids. He's an equal partner. He helps me out with everything. So half my load goes
Okay.
off there. Now, when it comes to my kids, they are very self-sufficient. Since childhood, I have made sure, this is one another parenting tip I would like to give everyone. बच्चों को अपना काम करने दो.
Yes.
Trust me, they can do it better than you can do it.
Yes.
So like they have been self-feeding themselves. Like my younger one, because she had an elder daughter, like she had an elder sibling, so she learned everything very quickly. When she was only 2, she started eating by herself. I didn't have to make my younger one eat since she's 2. So they eat by themselves. They can make their own bed. They can take a bath themselves. They can dress themselves up. They can pack their own bags. They're quite self-sufficient. So all I have to do is give them a routine. This is your routine today. This is how your day is. Then they'll work accordingly. Abhi also, when I'm recording it, they are outside. They have finished their lunch. They have kept their place. Now they are sitting and either reading a book or playing by themselves. So this is how they are quite self-sufficient. So I don't have to be with them
Okay.
all day long. I just have to supervise
Okay.
things. So that takes a lot of burden off me, because I have to clean the mess and that all I don't have to do.
Wonderful.
So that takes up a lot of burden from me. So I get time to, and I pre-think about what content I have to make for the whole week. And I do take candid videos on and off, because you can reuse them when you don't have time to create
Right.
content. So always have extra videos, pre-shoot your videos, have a schedule. See, when I have a brand deal, if I have at my kids, so I have to schedule it between Saturday and Sundays, because rest of the abhi it's summer vacations, but other than that, they usually have their school. So they're too tired to come and shoot with me, and I can't even. It's not right on me to expect from them. Can schools itna aake, then they're going to do that. So I don't do that. I tell the brand that I'll need Saturday and Sundays for the shoot. If you want to know weekdays, it's not possible for me. And usually brands understand.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
pressurizes you. Nobody puts a gun to your head. Kar
Yes,
dena hai
yes.
karke. So that doesn't
And
happen.
it's
So
it's
talk it
good
out.
to
So
hear
we
that
have
you
goals
work
though.
on your terms, like whether it's brands or your
Yes,
personal
yes, I
time,
always
you
do.
design that around
Yes.
your feasibility.
My kids are my priority. My home is my priority. And then definitely this gives me more, but that is the point of being an
Right.
influencer on social media. It gives you your own time. You can still pick and choose your work. Like,
Yes.
since I was shifting since past 2 months, I haven't done any brand deals. I've told all the brands, and I'll not be able to shoot for 2 months because I see, I don't want to make a bad name for myself. Take up deals and then make
Not
them wait.
fulfill.
You wait, now I'm shifting, you got to
Yes.
wait. That doesn't
Yes.
happen. I have to be true to my part, then the brands also cooperate
Yes, that's
accordingly.
that's
So
great.
that's what
That's
I
great.
do.
And
You have to be true.
so right now also there is no agency or team managing your page. You are doing it yourself.
No, 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 no. I do it
So this
myself.
so this
Or everything myself.
78K is all organic. You've done it yourself.
All on
Super,
my own. Yes,
super.
all my hard work for three
Wow,
years.
wow. So I can very evidently see that your experience in sales that you started off with in your career is working for you today also, because you seem to be
Yes, it
very
does.
at ease with the idea or the concept of selling, or just the fact that yes, if you've got something good, just put it out there, people will buy it. So that is one thing which is coming easy to you, but it doesn't come easy to many others. So that's a very good relationship with selling you've had. What would be your advice to fellow women entrepreneurs who don't find selling to be so easy? How can they fall in love with selling?
See, honestly, I'll tell you, selling is all about believing. Unless you believe in your product, you will not be able to sell it.
Yes.
Similarly, if I don't believe in something, I will not be able to sell it because I myself am not convinced it. So
Right.
if you ask me two questions about it, the third one I'll get nervous about it. So until and unless you are sure about what you are selling, unless and unless you have yourself used it. I never sell things which I have not used it. You go on my Amazon page, you pick on anything, I'll be able to tell you when I bought it, where I bought it, how I used it.
Awesome.
That is what how much surety I have. I will not recommend anything to my uh, followers or to my members if I have personally not used that particular thing and I've not liked that particular thing. There are many things which I buy or I use or what I get and I use and I don't like it, so I don't put it up on my page because I am not liking it. I would not want you to waste your money and have a bad experience about it. So I'll give you, and even if I'm like, there are a lot of things which product which I get DMs like, ma'am, why don't you use this and why don't you try this and tell us? Then if I have used it, I tell them that, see, I have used this product. This is my personal experience. I did not like it, so I did not put it up. Now it is on you after that if you want to buy it or not, if you want to do it or not. I have done my job. I have done given you the clarity. Now it is on you. So my only tip, if you are into sales, if you are into selling things, be very true with your experience. If your experience is good, say good. If your experience is bad, don't feel that the brand will not work with me if I say this is bad. The brand, be genuine to your followers. As long as you are genuine, as long as you have used and you are confident about what you are selling, trust me, things will be sold out easily. And be organic. Don't be, see, honestly, I have also fallen into this trap. I've also been following trends, like some trends which doesn't
Yeah,
resonate
yeah.
with me. You will never see a dancing
Yes.
video of me on my page because I am not comfortable dancing. But there was a trend when everyone was dancing and getting millions of views. So I was tempted to do that. Not that I
Yes.
wasn't tempted,
Yes.
but I know that I can't do that. If I do that, I'll not be able to sell that. Not even 10 people will watch that because I myself will not watch
Yes.
that. So always be true and organic to what you want to do. If I try multiple things, I have done Get Ready With Me videos, I have done what not. I have tried
But
every trend,
anything
but
and
I have
everything
to be
that
comfortable with it.
stays authentic and keeps you in your comfort zone.
Yes,
And what I hear from you
exactly.
is
As
that,
long as you are true, you are
yeah,
comfortable, trust me, it will
yes,
sell.
yes.
But जो नहीं होता
नहीं
भाई
होता.
नहीं होता,
Sell
नहीं होगा.
anything and everything that you are a customer of. So something that,
Yes, and what
yes,
you
yes.
believe
If
in,
you don't buy it, if you don't believe it, don't sell it.
you will not be able to sell it anyways
Yes,
because you
yes,
yourself don't believe in it. How
yes.
will you sell it?
Super, super. Thank you so much, Bhavya. It has been such a fun and insightful conversation with you, and I'm sure anyone who
Thank you
is
so much.
looking to become an influencer and to start earning money, especially in the health and wellness space, they will find a resonance with this, because you've shared many insights and about community, about brand deals, about creating content. So I'm sure it will be very helpful to the listeners. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Roshni. Glad to have a chat with you and hope you get success and all your listeners get success in whatever
Yes,
they are
thank
doing.
you.